Welcome back to Auto Vista, where we dive into the finest classics and modern legends on wheels. Today, we're going back to a time when American craftsmanship was pure, bold, and built like a rock. We're talking about one of the most iconic pickups to ever roll off the line, Ford's 1957 F100. And yes, this isn't just another retro truck, it's a statement of muscle, design, and nostalgia wrapped in steel and chrome. Buckle up as we take a full-throttle look at the 57 Ford F100, a truck that doesn't just turn heads, it rewrites what we think of vintage American pickups. Let's start with a glance that stops time. The moment you see a 57 Ford F100, it pulls you in with that unmistakable stance, bold front grille, curvaceous fenders, and that widened body. This was the year Ford really decided to push the boundaries of design. It marked the first time Ford gave the F-Series trucks a much sleeker, more modernized body. Gone were the flat panels and boxy shapes from earlier years. The F100 got a more aerodynamic front end and wider cab that screamed progress. For 1957, the F100 also came with a completely redesigned wraparound windshield that gave drivers better visibility and just looked futuristic for the time. And while we're talking looks, let's not ignore the gorgeous grille. Ford went horizontal this year, with a wide, commanding front that gave the truck a lower, more aggressive presence. It's the kind of face you remember, the kind that tells you this truck means business. And it wasn't just for show, Ford engineers meant this to be a serious workhorse. So while it looked cleaner and more refined, underneath, it had the strength of an ox. Pop the hood, and depending on what model you're looking at, you could find several engine options that delivered reliable torque and power. The base engine in the 1957 F100 was the 223 cubic inch inline-six, known for its bulletproof reliability. But for those who wanted a little more grunt, Ford offered a 272 cubic inch V8, part of the Y-block family. This V8 pushed out around 173 horsepower, which back in the 50s was more than enough to make this truck not just a hauler but a cruiser too. Some even came equipped with the Thunderbird Special 292 volts 8, which gave it that extra bite for the road warriors out there. And let's be honest, hearing that deep, throaty V8 rumble from the dual exhaust is pure music for anyone who loves old-school power. Behind the wheel, the 57 F100 was surprisingly smooth. Sure, it's a truck, but this wasn't some clunky farm machine. The suspension setup was improved with wider front springs, giving it a more comfortable ride than most people expected from a pickup in that era. And with the optional Ford O-Matic automatic transmission, you didn't need to fight the gear lever all day long, though a lot of folks still opted for the classic 3-on-the-tree manual for that old-school feel. Now, step inside, and you'll find a cabin that was simple, but with a touch of class. It wasn't just utilitarian anymore. Ford added some real style to the dashboard, with rounded gauges and two-tone paint options that gave the interior a more polished vibe. The bench seat was wide, soft, and perfect for 3 passengers, or maybe just you and your girl heading out to the drive-in. And if you've ever sat behind the wheel of a 57, you know the feeling. The giant steering wheel, the steel dash, that smell of aged leather and metal. It's like sitting inside a time capsule, only one that can still take off down the highway at 70 miles per hour. One of the coolest things about the 57 Ford F100 is its cultural impact. This wasn't just a truck for farmers or construction workers. It became a symbol of post-war prosperity, of a country on the move, and a generation building something new. It was the ride of choice for small business owners, outdoorsmen, and weekend warriors alike. Even today, it's got a cult following that stretches across the globe. From hot rodders and resto-modas to purists and collectors, the 1957 F100 holds a special place in the hearts of car lovers everywhere. And what's crazy is, more than 6 decades later, you still see these trucks on the road. Why? Because they were built tough. Full steel bodies, solid axles, and frames that could take a beating. These trucks weren't designed to be replaced every 5 years. They were made to last, and clearly, they did. Restored or in patina, the 57 still holds its own next to modern pickups. And let's be honest, no amount of modern tech can match the soul of this thing. Now let's talk about collectability. The value of the 1957 Ford F100 has been steadily climbing. Original examples in good condition are being snatched up by collectors, while custom builds are commanding serious cash at auctions. Whether it's a factory-fresh restoration or a slammed street truck with air suspension and a crate motor under the hood, these machines are hot property. And for good reason. It's a perfect blend of vintage style and rugged American character. If you're thinking about owning one, know this: parts are still widely available thanks to the F-Series popularity, and there's a massive community of enthusiasts out there ready to help. Whether you want to go OEM authentic or build your dream resto mod, the 57 F100 is a fantastic canvas to start with. So what makes this truck so special, even after all these years? It's simple, it's got heart. It's a machine that reminds us of an era when design was bold, when steel was real, and when every vehicle told a story. The 1957 Ford F100 isn't just a truck, it's a legend on wheels. And at Auto Vista, we salute that kind of legacy. Whether you're a die-hard Ford fan or just a lover of classic metal, the 57 F100 deserves your respect. It's one of those rare vehicles that's more than the sum of its parts. Its personality, its history, and its proof that sometimes, the old ways really were the best. Thanks for riding with us today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most iconic pickups, hit that like button, subscribe to Auto Vista, and tell us in the comments, what's your dream classic truck? Maybe it's the F100, or maybe you've got your eye on something else. Either way, we've got more legendary rides coming your way. Until next time, keep your wheels turning and your classics shining. This is Auto Vista, signing off.